See, people are breaking the rules again. You can't say that I'm late until it's 1 minute past. I have that full minute at the turn of the hour to turn on my stream, okay? So don't insult my integrity. Don't be two-faced about this. I am on time until it's 1 minute past. Plants vs Zombies, sir. This is RuneScape. This is old school RuneScape. This is the Drainer Manor theme song. Should not. If you insult RuneScape soundtrack, you insult me. You insult my very fiber. You insult my childhood and heritage. You can't be doing that. Well, today is October 1st, which is the start of the greatest month. It's a month all about spooks, which I mean is not Black History Month, despite their best efforts. We do not need 2 months celebrating black people. I don't think we even really need one, but we have 2 now, and because they're trying to take the month about the spooks and they're trying to make it about black people, and I don't understand why. Deliberately trying to ruin anything fun and things which bring joy to me, like a deliberate, coordinated effort to just shit up my favorite things, and I will not allow that to happen. So, October, of course, is the most sacred month for the forum, and for me personally, it's the best month with the best holiday and the best movies and the best music. It's just great. So I'm fucking hyped. I'm gonna put my emoji in the title because we're now in red dot emoji instead of upcoming, because the stream has started, and we have some fun things to talk about today to kick off October the right way. But as we enter into fall, it is time to kind of wrap up an unfolding drama from the last better half of the year, I would say. Probably more, as in like almost like the last full year. I need to find it. I don't think I got to talk about this to people who were watching the Life is Strange streams, and then I completely fucking lost it. And I didn't even think about it until just now. But I have actually eaten my first sandwiches, which is why I only lost about half a pound this month, which is not what I want. I want like a full kilogram each month. Where the fuck is the picture of my sandwich? I legit posted this fucking thing on stream before, and now it's just gone. Because I have a habit of just like deleting fucking everything from my saved folders, and then I don't have them when I need them. Wait, sorry. Oh, no, last week I've been streaming Life is Strange all week, so I showed people from like on Tuesday the sandwiches no, sorry, I lost a pound this week. The last week I weighed like 118. Now I'm 117.6 kilograms, which is like a pound and a half. Give me 1 second. I have a picture of this fucking sandwich somewhere. I legit don't know where I put it. Yes. So unlike I lost all my fucking Life is Strange themes from before. They're archived in various different places, but this one will be different. This one's on Odyssey already. I'm uploading them as they come, and I keep about 1 up at a time because I don't want them to be. I don't want. I still can't get a strike. I still have like 2 active strikes out of 3 on YouTube, so I have to be careful. Okay, here, look, I found it. I found it. Now I just have to get fucking OBS to working. Here we go. Perfect. Here we go. This is it. I couldn't find a Subway, so I legit made my own bread. I bought fucking yeast. I found some Indians on YouTube who were making what they called Subway style Parmesan Reggiano, and I had 2 attempts. The first one, the bread came out kind of flat, and the top was a little bit too crispy, but this one came out perfect, and you can see the banana peppers on it. I didn't use as many as I would prefer, just because I don't have that many banana peppers to waste, so I was kind of rationing them out. And I even made my own Chipotle Southwest. I bought canned peppers chipotle peppers off Amazon, and I made a mayo out of them. And I even got the Subway experience of having leftover olives and banana peppers on the plate after I was done eating, and they were covered in Chipotle Southwest sauce, and I just got to eat them with my fingers like a fucking savage. The real deal, the true OG Subway experience. So that's a year of effort there, boys. That sandwich was a long time coming, and I enjoyed it, and I ate probably more calories than I was expecting, or but than I should have. But whatever, I still lost a little bit of weight, and I got my fucking sandwich, well deserved. So this week, a lot actually happened, just because on Friday I got hit with something completely out of left field, and that's already kind of come and gone because it happened like hours after my fucking stream was over. But I'll go over that now. I think most people have already heard about it, uh, and they've already like had their fill of it. But I think I should get my opinion out on the Chris stuff. So someone wrote Chris and asked him some questions, and Chris in the email very explicitly asked that this person pass the letter on to me, which he did. And I saw it at first and I didn't know what to make of it, so I just kind of ignored it for a little while because it was dated like September 19th. And I got around to reading it on September 24th, right after my stream last week. And then I posted it to the forum, and it kind of got spread around a little bit. So, is it sexual? No, not really. But I'm actually curious. How many people have read the letter? I'll do a little poll. Have you read the Chris letter? I wasn't expecting communication from Chris like this early into the proceedings, and what's crazy is that he really does like horrifically incriminate himself in this letter. So I'm really expecting that that he'll be institutionalized. I can't imagine that they're just going to like let him go through the system and get spit back out. Like in Chris's case, I know that like mentally handicapped people slip through the cracks of the criminal justice system all the time and get thrown back out onto the street without a means to support themselves. I'm aware that's a very common occurrence in the U.S. But Chris is not only like so fucked up and so obviously fucked up, but he's also someone who has like all this public attention. So I'm pretty sure that the right people to make those kinds of calls are looking at this, but you know, who knows? I've been surprised before, especially in Virginia. The Virginia courts are like, they might as well just replace the courts in Virginia with that that wheel from South Park during the bankruptcy episode where they just cut a head off the chicken in the Federal Reserve, and the chicken rolls around and then it's like, oh, we're gonna do a buyback for $10 trillion. Just do that. Just have a giant wheel, cut a head off a chicken, and let them determine what's going to happen in every case. And it'll probably be about as fair and corrective as the actual system in Virginia. So let's just read it. It's kind of long, but it's dense. Like it's a couple paragraphs, like a couple pages of writing, but it's dense and like the crazy. So, from Chris on September 19th, 2021, from the jail to an unknown individual who opted to censor his information from the letter before passing it on to me. He says, I have finally received fresh paper and envelopes, and I feel it advised to inform you of the following, all of which, as you may or will have my consent to relay all of the contents of this letter to Joshua Noel Moon, as well as forward the physical document to David Heilberg, my attorney. The following everyone should hear and appreciate sincerely, authentic and spiritually, and aura deep. I also swear direct truth with my left hand over my heart as I write the sentence. So people have already pointed this out. You do not swear with your left hand over your heart, but who gives a fuck? I understand that what he's saying is that you can take that what I'm about to say as being true. I don't know why he's asking him to forward this to his attorney. I guess Chris has always seen people like his attorneys and stuff to be like his minions who can be instructed to do his bidding in like a comic villain sense, right? So that's what he's kind of saying here. The why he's asking it to be forwarded to me, I really don't know. I think he's trying to offer me explanation as to, well, I'll explain in a bit. It's in the letter. Firstly, and vitally, it should be made obvious and clear that aside from Andy Warhol, which is strange because Andy Warhol shows up in like one Amazon book that he read comparing him to Andy Warhol. So now he's like obsessed with this fucking guy that I don't know anything about. Aside from Andy Warhol, my life events at present and so far can directly be compared and matched with that which have been chronicled of none other than Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself in any Holy Bible. So right off the fucking bat, there's a lot of weird shit. Just that. Okay, so he's Jesus, and the tribulations of the Chronicles of Christian Weston Chandler can be associated with Jesus from any Holy Bible. Which makes me think, and a lot of people said this on the forum, but it makes me think that he is in jail, and there's not much to do in jail, but there are Bibles. So he's been unironically reading the Bible, and he's come to the conclusion that he's Jesus Christ now, because, you know, whatever he reads, whether it be Pokemon or Sonic the Hedgehog or a book about Andy Warhol or the Bible, he somehow finds that and integrates that into his like headcanon for his own life. So it continues. Also, feel free to take any unadulterated original photo of my body's face, neck, and shoulder / chest area where I was not wearing the glasses. Then alter the photo and show a naturally growing brown beard, mustache, and sideburns. That is fucking crazy. Like, so he thinks that the paintings of Jesus, like the Western depictions of Jesus Christ, are how he actually looked. And I guess that's up for debate. But this is what some people came up with. You compare the two, and he really does just look exactly like the paintings of Jesus from the ages. Like, okay. Now place that next to any image of Jesus on or off the cross. Compare, look deep into my eyes and photograph. See for yourself. So look deep into the eyes, and you'll see the Savior of all mankind somewhere in there. I meditate and connect directly and genuinely with the cosmos, both of our universe halves and throughout the timelines, an entire multiverse. He says multiverse, but so despite some lack of quote-unquote physical evidence, I know the ultimate truths, facts, and details not commonly known or written, drawn, or chronicled. That being stated, all of my life, my mind, eyes, and literally held the constant perception of being the central camera number 000 out of all the other cameras, infinite from the first-person perspective of all others. And this goes even deeper, and I encourage you to meditate deeply and see for yourself this of all the truths. So I don't know if that's like, I'm assuming that's like a reference to like an anime thing. I'm aware he's obsessed with like this anime about CPU goddesses where they personify all the different like CPU architectures as different anime women and stuff. I don't know if in that there's like a plot line about camera 000. Like the cameras are numbered and the CPUs have different numbers, and the lower number is more important. Kind of like Kids Next Door, how there's like Kid 1 and Kid 2 and Kid 3, and Kid 1's the most important because he's like the head honcho. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Don't tell me if you know, because anime's fucking gay. And this goes even deeper, and I encourage you to meditate deeply and see for yourself this of this and all of the truths. And the reason and truth behind my unique perception is direct and mind-blowingly simple. I am literally the real player one, the one avatar, and this body, eyes, mind, and all is the one God body, and I am literally also Jesus Christ himself, fully reincarnated and fully reawakened. Even the dimension merge, literally completed and concluding. The same for the collective shift. All of this is literally huge chunks of the past, present, and in progress events of my second coming period. Not all details of the past chronicled scripture writings are accurate, and as a member of the Council of Gods and Goddesses with the strongest and most direct of connections, I know details have changed some to a lot in regard to the scriptures of past. 3 days on earth equals 4 months with 24 days and nights in the heaven realm. That line in particular comes across to me as like schizotypal, because I remember like the time cube guy talking about how time is a 4-dimensional cube and shit, and just like spewing out random math conversions that don't make any sense. Like, that's really fucking weird to me. And I'm genuinely curious, and I'll check chat for a second, but tell me this. Do people who have delayed development also have delayed schizophrenia symptoms? Like, I've always said that Chris is probably, in terms of like maturity, half his physical age. He's, if even that. So he's like someone who never went past like age like 8 when it comes to certain things, but who can probably handle things about as well as like a retarded, low IQ teenage boy. Is it possible that he has schizophrenia, but autism delays the development of those symptoms? No, a lot of no's. It's just so weird to me, because I don't understand. He really does come across as like full blown fucking schizo now. So, but where does that come from? That's not autism. Is he just like, does he have like PTSD from trolling? Does he like legitimately have some sort of trolling induced symptoms from people? Like, when everyone you know and everyone you talk to is like a fake person who's like fucking with you, does that must do that's it's like a this is what would happen to like Truman in real life. Like the Truman Show, the main character, after he finds out that all the people are just watching him as a reality show, he'd probably start thinking like, yeah, you know what, I'm basically God, I'm basically Jesus, why else would people watch me all the time? He's faking it. I think people who think that Chris is like intentionally hamming up symptoms to get like an insanity plea are greatly overestimating his capacity for deception. He's capable of lying by omission. He's very capable of that. He will lie by omission, but he rarely will. And he'll lie. He'll just like say like simple lies if you confront him on something, just to like get. He'll tell you what he thinks he needs to say to shut you up if you're pressing him about something he's done. But to say that he'll be like, aha, what I should do if I want to get away with fucking my mother is pretend that I have schizophrenia so that I'll be treated as insane and not criminally culpable. Like, that doesn't jive with me. That doesn't jive with how I understand Chris. Schizo starts in your 30s. No, dude, bro. For men, it starts in your early 20s. You start getting symptoms of schizophrenia like 22 to 24. 30 plus is rare, and I mean maybe for some people, but he's near 40 now. So it would be very strange for him to have started developing schizophrenia at 38 plus, unless him having autism delays the development of schizophrenia. But I don't know. Feel like it's worth mentioning that even his girlfriend arcs in Sanju, he would claim to be spoken directly to by God and that they were meant to be. That is true. He does do that. But it was really low key. It was just sort of like, I feel like that's an autistic person's understanding of their mind's eye, what like their inner monologue. Like when I sit there and I think, should I do something, and then I get like a feeling that yeah, I really should do that. That's to a person, you just know that that's your gut instinct. That's your junction. But to Chris, that's like, oh, that's literally Christ. And that when he tries to rationalize it, that's how that always came across to me. It could be schizophrenia, I guess. I mean, who knows anymore? I apparently don't know Chris all that well, all things considered. Oh yeah, we'll move on. I don't want to, but that's something that's been bothering me for a while. Is it possible that he is schizotypal? I think people really overestimate like Chris's capacity for deception. Anyways, um, all of this is literally huge chunks of the past. Oh wait, I said that already. So yes, this is the one immortal body, and that was none other than I, off and on that cross over 2,000 years ago in my past life personally. Each and every prayer and praise to Jesus with a picture of like a cross with a heart on it and two Sonichu lightning bolts zapping it with like a horseshoe underneath it. I guess that's a pony thing. As of February 1982, and at least have all been directed to this body and soul. So sorry, kids, when you pray to Jesus, you actually pray to Christ. Go figure. Quoting Malachi 3, Judgment Day is nearing, know this well, praise. Page 2. Moving on, with all of that stated, your last letter. Next, why I had transferred that money on Saturday, July 31st. Parentheses, Josh had absolutely no right in relaying that detail publicly. So if you don't know, the final thing that made me just go like, fuck you, dude, was he was facing a night in his car. And I told him, I was going to just give him the GoFundMe money and say like, look, whatever, just take it. I want it out of my fucking bank account. Take your fucking money and do what you need to do. Get an attorney. But I told him it was a Friday night or something. So I said, Chris, you're going to have to wait a couple days to get this money. So what you should do is go to a parking lot, park your car, and sleep in the parking lot until you have money to get a hotel room. And Chris could not do that. He made a deliberate, conscious, selfish decision against my judgment, which was as clear as day. A child could understand what I was telling him. And he definitely understood and internalized and knew what I was telling him and why I was telling him that and what the consequences would be if he fucked with Barb anymore. And instead of spending one night in his car in a parking lot, he took $750 from his mother, who he had a court order to not interact with in any way and to not commit financial crimes with. So I know she can't consent to giving him money. And when I confronted about the money, because I saw an email receipt saying that he had received $750 from Barb after I went to bed, after we had that conversation, he lied to me. He lied to me to my fucking face, and he said that he had obtained like divine blessing, and he had found the money through a spiritual means. That the money came to him in like a vision or something. I'm like, no, you went into your mother's account that you had access to on your phone, and you sent yourself $750 in a way that was illegal. And then when I asked you about it, you lied to me. So that was my final ultimate fuck you moment with Chris, and that's what he's addressing here. Friday the 30th, forced out of my home in Temple, which is what he calls his home, had nowhere else to go, had less than, he says 100, but he crosses that out and says 50, had less than $50 between pocket money and only a couple of bucks or so in my bank account. No money in my PayPal. Patreon was not due for a payout until Sunday, and Social Security income was not coming into my bank until Tuesday. Harriet and Tom Ashby cast me out before I had even arrived to Midlothian. So Harriet and Tom are his aunt and uncle, who apparently initially offered him a room, and then I don't know what happened, but before he even arrived there, they rescinded their invitation, and the police was waiting for Chris to tell him that he was not allowed on the property. So I don't know if he called them and they said, oh, you got kicked out of your house? Well, that's really strange. I guess we should, you can come. And then while he was on the way, they like got contacted by the police or got into touch with Barb, and then she told them what had happened. But they cut him off completely before he got there. Though he said caste, like the Indian caste system, as opposed to like being cast out. I'm gonna need a drink of water already. I'm losing my voice from talking so much. All these fucking streams. Also, Midlothian's like a weird name. It's like a region in England. The van was majorly uncomfortable. Josh had wired $1,000 to my bank that Friday, but it would not arrive until after or on Monday. little food and options, and you try bumming it in any parking lot without feeling insecure and paranoid. I'm pretty sure there's a time in a lot of people's lives where you end up in like a bed sit or like a car for a night, and it's just like you just gotta fucking do it. You know, not every second of your life is going to be comfort and bliss, but I'm wasting my breath. I'm doing the thing that bothers me when people try like arguing with Chris's logic. Like, yeah, he's a fucking insane person. Like, why are you trying to debate like rationality with him? Like, obviously he's not going to make good decisions. I needed safety and comfort as quickly as possible. That is why I transferred that money. I was going to pay it back in full. Even had $150 from Patreon on Sunday the 1st that went straight to Barbie Chan's bank account. I would have paid the remaining $600 Monday or Tuesday, but Noel had to fail his destined test and betrayed me like I was betrayed and jailed with a kiss over 2,000 years ago. Now, and as of the post arrest, I have absolutely no way to fulfill that repentance or anything else digital. Malachi 3:16-15. I repeat all of that personally. Now, all of you had to over drama and fail your worldwide test of faith upon me. So that's PPP, Ethan Ralph, and Chris Chan, who have directly called me a Judas. The list is getting pretty fucking comprehensive at this point. I need to start keeping track somewhere on my site. I'll put it under that page that keeps track of all my lawsuits. But you know what's funny is that if you actually read the Gospels about the story of Judas, he was meant to betray Christ. The betrayal of Christ was a part of the prophecy of the Savior in the Old Testament, that he had to be betrayed by one of the people closest to him. So if Chris really was Jesus Christ, he would have expected and welcomed the betrayal because the crucifixion was a central part of the prophecy. So I don't know how I blindsided Chris by Judasing him. I haven't killed myself yet. Literally, asterisk, sigh, asterisk. And finally, the all-important popular present FAQ. Why and what the hell? Emmanuel, God above all other gods and goddesses, and one of my mentors herself. That's quite a name for a woman, Emmanuel. But had deemed me. I'm drinking a carbonated water. It's not a soda pop, but I do have soda pop. Not gonna lie. Though I really should just be drinking like warm water to like relax my throat a little bit. I'll take a sip of warm water too. This is the most fucked up line of the entire thing. I'll reread it. Why and what the hell, in regard to the question of him fucking his mother, Emmanuel herself had deemed me to heal, cleanse, and clear Barbara of all her past sins and regrets and improve her abilities directly and personally as her goddess. We mainly cuddled, soul bonded, and talked. Consentful and emotionally and mentally supportive and healing, I did as I had done for and with a chosen few back in Israel over 2,000 years ago and cleansing them. So Jesus, his story of Jesus is like a cult leader. Like that's what cult leaders say is like, because they'll convince like young women that they're the prophet or whatever, and then they're like, oh, we can do some sort of like meditation together to like cleanse your soul, and then the meditation is just having sex. More details for the Bibles that had been overlooked and left out. They when they had the that council, and forgive me, I don't remember what the council was, where in the Roman Empire they got together and figured out what was going to be official canon in the Bible and what order things went in. They left out the book of Chris, where Jesus sexually assaulted his mother to cleanse her of her sins and established sexual healing as an official Christian doctrine. I think they left that one on the table, and that went to the Muslims. We Nicaea. Thank you, Hector. We gods had eased up on the views of quote unquote adultery. And I'm just imagining he's like rolling his eyes as he writes the word adultery, as if we can't all enjoy polyamorous relationships with fictional characters and our own mother. Why else do you have the... This is the second best line in the entire thing. We gods have eased up on the views of adultery. Why else do you have pro-gay, pro-lesbian, pro-trans, and all today and the past decades? That's like a tacit admission that, from his perspective, well, if you're like allowing homosexuality and transgenderdom, why not fuck your mom? I mean, I guess if you really think about it, why not? If we're both consenting to having sex, why do we look down upon incest? Good question, Chris. It's not really any different from gay shit if you think about it. It's not reproductive. It's not healthy. It's not normal. But I mean, they consented. What can you say? Everyone involved were all being genuinely, deeply happy, content, and spiritually satisfied with themselves and each other. As long as all are over the age of consent and the activity was consensual by all parties involved and genuinely spiritually happy, it is good. I have written further insights and details and have already shared them with David Heilberg, and as soon as I get out on the second coming, or sooner by uninterrupted co-divine intervention. Co-divine. I didn't pick up on that. I've read this before and I didn't pick up that he asked for co-divine intervention because I guess despite his divineness, he doesn't have magical powers to get him out of jail. If only like he was that kid from Life is Strange, he could just use his force powers to break the necks of everyone and escape to Mexico. All your demons and curses are no more and unrevivable. Judgment Day, praise us gods, Christian Sanachu, the goddess Blue Heart, and your lord. When I started the Quickie forums, the craziest shit that had happened to Chris at that time was that he and his mother hit David or Michael Snyder, and they were in court for that. And we had people going to the courthouse to get firsthand, because they didn't. This was pre-COVID, so they didn't have cameras in every courtroom. So you had to actually attend court if you wanted to get like a firsthand report of what happened. But we had Cian and Indigo, two girls from Virginia, go to the case and report on what they had seen. And I think they even brought like colored pencils and stuff, and they did like proper courthouse drawings of Chris's behavior in the courtroom and stuff. And I remember the most shocking thing about that was he stomped his foot at some point, and he said something like, "That Michael Snyder doesn't deserve a single red cent." Just like a random outburst. And I remember that Cian and Indigo reported that everyone in the entire courtroom just completely ignored the outburst. The judge didn't like reprimand him for it. Like nobody, they just said like, yeah, whatever, and ignored it. For a normal person, that would be a big deal. You can't say shit like that. It would look really bad upon you, but it's just Chris. What are you gonna do, right? And that's that. I think in the letter, there's a postmark on this. Christian Sanachu CO Kurt, which is the Charlottesville. I don't know what the U stands for, but the Rehabilitative Justice or whatever. It's very. It's fucking surreal. It's super surreal. He's actually in jail. My boy Chris, who was drawing Sanachus and shit, is in jail for incest, possibly rape. It's incest right now. It can be upgraded. If she didn't consent or whatever, then it's a more serious sexual offense. Just fucking crazy, chat. I don't know. You want to write Josh a crazy letter? Oh, dude. It just reminded me. Someone sent me like a super long email, and he really wanted me to read it, but it's like, it's pages and pages. And if you're that guy and I haven't replied to your email, I'm sorry. I don't know. He sent me like a follow-up email like, hey, please read this, and I still didn't. I guess I should. I feel kind of bad, but it was, I don't know. It was kind of, I read like a little bit of it and I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Maybe I'll read it. I don't know. I have a P.O. box. It's on the forum. If you want to send me a handwritten letter, go to the bottom of the page and click contact us, and then send your handwritten letter to oh, it's not there. Is it? Oh, it's in how to support the forum. That link. Click that link at the bottom, and then scroll down to the cash money order. Everything that goes there, I read, unless it's a servicing for a legal document. Then I don't get it ever. I promise you. I'm not gonna read it. Oh, and I don't ever send like physical shit there because I'm not anywhere near it, and I'm not gonna pay to like send like merchandise overseas. It's a legit insane amount of fucking money to ship anything overseas from the U.S. I'm not gonna read it. That's mean. I'm not gonna read like a fan's letter. I'm not on Twitter, and I would be posting more on the Fediverse, but there's a bug with my account and I can't post. And we have the new server, but I haven't gotten Crunklord to set it up yet. I completely forgot about that. I feel bad now. But I'm just KiwiFarms.net on Twitter. That's all I have in terms of Twitter. God, I feel like I'm dying. I keep having to mute my mic because I'm coughing. I think I've really streamed too much this week. My poor voice can't handle it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Chantal. Just a wee bit. I'm gonna outline this just a little bit as if you have no idea who Chantal is. She's a big fat bitch. She eats on YouTube, and she has a ring of supporters, diehard simps, and the head of those simps was a man named Karate Joe. And for whatever reason, we all assume that Karate Joe was a black man, probably because of the way he typed and his possessive behavior towards Chantal, like the shit he concerned about himself about. But it was always a big looming question of who is Karate Joe. We all wanted to see who he was for real. And just yesterday, 9 p.m., we found out who he is, and I would like to introduce everybody to what's his name? I want to get it right because I'm gonna Joseph Wendt, Wendt, weird name, Wendt. And this guy, the number one top dog simp to Chantal for years, who has definitely sent her thousands of dollars over years. Her head honcho mod for years. Someone who drove a huge rift between Chantal, her own fans, other moderators. For years, like for her entire streaming career, she was like, and I think what he was, it was someone who gave her money for videos on the side, like her eating and stuff. He's like a genuine feeder. He watches eating mukbang ASMR videos. And the reason why he looks so sad in that picture is because that's his sex offender registry photo. He's a convicted child molester in his state. And the association between this guy and Karate Joe is very very strong. For instance, here's a little tidbit about how YouTube works. If you go to YouTube and you leave a comment, and then someone replies to your message as on YouTube as a reply, and they reply directly to you, it leaves a little tag in your name like this. It'll be mad at the internet like that, and that's how you tag someone, right? Of course, but fun fact, if you change your name on YouTube, those old comments replying to you don't change their tags. So it will still say, if I change my name from Mad at the Internet to, someone suggests changing my podcast name to Moon at Noon. If I changed it from Mad at the Internet to Moon at Noon, the old comments pointing at my profile would still say at Mad at the Internet, right? So, there are comments at Karate Joe's account, which has updated its name, which referenced Joe Wint, which suggests that at some point he changed his YouTube account name 4 years ago from Joe Wint to Karate Joe. And then, on top of that, there are comments where Karate Joe says on a specific day, oh, my birthday's next week on Sunday. And then the next Sunday from that date is a specific day, which on his sex offender registry is the same birthday as Joe Wint. So I'm pretty sure, just based off that information, which he's put out there on YouTube comments, that man is Karate Joe. He is a legitimate feeder fetishist. He has spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for primo content from Chantal. And Chantal really shit all over her other mods and other fans to make sure that this man could keep his wrench in the live stream channels. And he really did. He banned anyone who said anything negative about her. Even if it was like tough love stuff that, she's okay with, that she can handle. Anytime anyone said anything bad about her, he would ban them. And especially if it was like other fans that gave her a lot of money that she liked, he would always be looking for a reason to kick them off, and it really pissed her off. So her reaction to this, by the way, was just like, oh, tee-hee, I don't get into the personal details of my fans, which makes me believe that she wasn't surprised by this information because Chantal knew. Chantal knew for a long time that Karate Joe was a sex offender. And I think the reason why is that she probably got suspicious of his possessive, controlling behavior towards her. And she probably had privileged access to like donation receipts and stuff, and she looked him up to make sure he wasn't like a violent offender, found out that he was a child sex offender, and then just thought, oh, well, I'm not 12, so I don't have anything to be afraid of. I'll keep taking his money. And now she's sitting there and it's just like, oh, whatever. I don't talk about my fans' personal lives. Let's move on. That's just the impression that I get when I saw her reaction. And Chantal lied, Joe cried. Ooh. Oh yeah, if he tipped through PayPal at all, I don't think you guys realize you should never use PayPal. If you use PayPal, you give not only your name, but PayPal will give you their shipping address and billing information. Like, if you give someone money through like a PayPal tip thing, they know everything about you immediately. PayPal is like is the worst of the worst. And like Joe like had her cell phone number and shit. Like, he would text her continuously throughout the streams. It was one of the worst things about her streams for a long time, is that she would just be streaming, and she's streaming on her phone, and her phone's receiving text messages. So you're hearing like text message notifications as loud as humanly fucking possible, because the speakerphone right next to the microphone is playing them, and she just wouldn't turn them off. So Karate Joe, I think, would just text her just for fun, just to like assert dominance on her other fans by saying like, you're hearing my notifications, tee-hee. Super, super cringe. I'm really glad that I have a face for that guy, because he's so fucking creepy, and he's such a stupid asshole. Like, everyone hated him. Even Chantal hated him, but I guess he just gives a lot of money, so she'll put up with it. Okay. That's the catch up on Chantal. She's back together with her boyfriend, Nadir. They're like teenagers. Like, they're on and off again like every fucking week. Like, every week, like, oh, he hit me and he kicked my cat. And then the next week, guys, you really need to stop sticking your nose in my private business. And yes, I regret saying those things. And no, he didn't hurt my cat. Like, I can't believe you guys would think he would hurt my cat and I would still be with him. Like, bitch, you're the one who said that he kicked the fucking cat. Like, why are you pissed off at people for not liking him now? You can't just say, like, oh, he kicked my cat, and then be like, the next day, no, he didn't kick my cat, and you guys should mind your own fucking business. Like, come on. It's one of those things where you, like, it's like with Ralph. You're watching, you're just like, how much more can you possibly like tolerate this person like spitting in your fucking face as an audience member before you get tired of it? And part of the enjoyment of watching her streams and stuff is to see the core supporter base turn away from her because she's just so horrific as a person towards them. Save her. No, I can't. I wouldn't want to. No eggs. Saddest story in the world. Kicking Toxoplasmosis. No, fuck you. I'm putting you in timeout, motherfucker. I'm sweeping you up right now. Kicking cats is not based. Fuck off. Get out of here. What's with people who don't like animals and say like we need to eat pigeon eggs and should eat the pigeons and kick the cats and fuck dogs and shit? Those people, that's like a sign of mental illness. If here's the rule, right? If you don't like animals, you're not white. I don't give a fuck where you're from. I don't care what color your nipples are. Empathy towards animal kind is a requisite for whiteness. And white is right, and white is good. So, better start learning to love our heckin' pupperinos, you fuckers. Okay. Should I before I talk about Ralph, let me just ask, is there anything that I should talk about during the stream? Because Ralph is going to be a while. I'm going to make fun of him. I talked about him with Ricada, but for the benefit of the archive and for the boys fighting in the trench in the Civil War in 2028, who will be listening to this podcast just to pass time as they wait for their next munitions truck to come up. King Cobra, I can do that. I can watch the King Cobra clip. I don't know anything about King Cobra, so I don't have a lot to say about him. Maybe he's someone I could look into for a person stream, because it is customary that I do a person stream in October, and people. I mean, this clip is fucking great. The issue that I know exists with King Cobra is that he's someone who streams like high, like constantly. So you have these 12-hour live streams where nothing fucking happens. And then you have like little moments like this, which are amazing. Then you have moments like this, which are amazing. Fuck it. I'm going to the Russian version of the site, which works better sometimes. And then you have moments like this. Oh, there we go. What is with the fucking Russian version of the site working so well? Okay, the audio does work. Oh, I spoke too soon. I have to fix this. This is driving me fucking crazy. I wish I had the money to fix the fucking issue with the videos buffering, because it is bullshit. God damn it! Broke my fucking cigarette. Fuck! That's real fucked up. Like that's real like alcoholism, like fucked up. Fucking social media doesn't give a shit! It's the fucking truth, dude. Social media doesn't give a shit. They're just like, oh, hey, you know. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fucking touching me, you piece of shit. Fuck you! And fuck this. Yeah, this is King Cobra. He's an ugly fucker. That is an ugly fucking guy. I try not to like just sum people up as like, oh, he's ugly, so like whatever. But for real, he is very unfortunate looking, and his like choice of hairstyle is not helping him at all. Is that a neck brace or just like? I'm pretty sure that's just like a scarf.
Yeah, of course. My drink has to spill. I lose my fucking temper over these stupid fucking assholes.
Is his cigarette even broken? I'm looking at that cigarette chat. It doesn't look broken to me. I think he lied. I think this man, when he took a tumble. Oh wait, it is broken. Oh, he got a new one. Okay, it's broken there, and he's pissed off. He broke his fucking cigarette, and then he gets a new one at some point. Right there, he gets a new one, and then it looks fine. But he did break it right there. Very tragic. I feel bad for the cigarette. Just in case you're only listening, you have no fucking idea what's going on. This guy he looks like he's about 40. He's fucking drunk. He's completely wasted. And then he gets up out of his comfy chair, and as he's walking, I guess he trips over his own foot. That's what it looks like. And he hits the couch, and then he doesn't go face first. He catches himself, but he just starts screaming on all fours. Right about here, I think. That's really unfortunate. He's definitely like shit-faced. I don't know. I really don't know anything about this guy. From what I understand, he spends a lot of time on Twitter. He's like one of those people who's just like a complete waste of space. Who's like a political commentator, and I guess that's why he's lying about screaming about social media, because he doesn't have the clout that he thinks he deserves for being like a super intellectual. But I'll look into him. I don't know. Oh look, there's like a mural of like bottles in the background. I just noticed that, like the kitchen window. All right. That's the King Cobra update. I really don't know anything about him, but I might look into it. The only other thing that happened of interest is that, and as a forum in this lawsuit. Oops, that's a random Nick video. I was looking for a Nick video to play in a second, but I couldn't find it. As a forum operator, I of course condone, or I don't condone. I condemn, in the strongest possible terms, violence from my users, right? So as a website which has never been responsible for any death ever, and that's not sarcasm, the forum has never hurt anyone in any physical, tangible way. I look at Something Awful, and the fact that a member of Something Awful has shot up a anti-vaccination protest in Washington with utter disgust. I can't imagine what the new owner of Something Awful feels. And they banned him. They banned him, by the way, on the forum because, whatever. That's a funny reason to ban someone for being arrested and dead. He was arrested for violent crimes. So it's not that he shot people or whatever. He's banned for getting arrested. It's not because he shot people, because they were all anti-vaxxers and therefore not real human beings that you're free to shoot like Nazis in a video game. It was the fact that he got arrested for it, which could make them look bad. So they banned him for that. I want to show, this is him, by the way. This is unironically him. And it's fucking shocking because he looks exactly like, and I think they make this meme, he looks exactly like the fucking meme they use to depict like 4chan poll users. He is like a spitting image of this guy. It is like dead fucking ringer. Like he's intentionally trying to cosplay as this fucking person, and he looks like some sort of Middle Eastern. I can't place my finger on it. Some sort of Middle Eastern type. I really don't know. His name is Valera Benjamin. Benjamin. I don't know what kind of country the Benjamin comes from, but that's what his name is, and he looks just like this fucking meme. So legit fucking crazy. The power of meme magic. I believe in meme magic. I've heard a theory that the entire world is just Kiwi Farms for God, and we're all his lolcows, and he likes to do shit like this, where he'll say like, yeah, this shooter, he's gonna shoot up an anti-vax protest, and he's gonna look like this meme, because this picture makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when I'm browsing Poll, and I see this meme, so I'm gonna make a shooter that looks just like him, and send him out to gun down some people, and that'll be pretty fucking funny. Like that's just what's happening. Oh, and the guy he killed was apparently a Polynesian anti-vaxxer. Oh well. He was supposed to be a whitey, but he's not. So very sad. Many such cases, right? Okay. Anything else? I'm giving you guys a chance before I proceed headfirst into the Ralph business until I muddy my hands in those sordid septic waters. He shot Tiny in the foot, so he's still alive. That's good. H3. H3, last I heard, is now streaming with I believe someone affiliated with the Young Turks. He was a producer from the Young Turks, and he might be blood related to Chunk Yogurt. Corpse Husband got doxxed, and little girls on Twitter are very angry at the forum for it. They will cope, seethe, and dilate. The Chantal picture. What Chantal picture? You spam that like 8 million fucking times. What is the Chantal picture? I'm not going to post a picture of Chunk's nephew. Okay. I'm not going to post a picture of her ass or whatever. I never talked about how Nick Fuentes follows like gay male physique videos on Instagram. I guess I could. Nick Fuentes follows like gay male like photography channels on Instagram. If you want to check it out, it's in the thread. I'm not gonna pull up his fucking gay male shit in the stream. Oh, Jim Sterling, good call. I completely forgot about that because that happened on YouTube. I just want to show you guys real quick what has become of Jim Sterling. Okay, here. So, Jim's last video was about microtransactions, because of course it is. But I'm not going to fault him for that. That's like his content, so whatever. However, I just want to show you what he looks like. This is Jim Sterling for everybody.
2, 1. Ow. I'm so used to wearing gloves when I do that whenever I do so. Why did I do it twice?
Your hands are too strong, too
powerful, too mighty.
So, left is what remains of Jim Sterling, and right is Laura Kate Dale. And since I have invoked the name Laura Kate Dale, I must show you all a specific tweet, which is perhaps one of the best tweets ever made in the history of the Twitterverse. Here we go. Laura Kate Dale tweets on June 25th, 2016, I have a vagina. Where is my fucking picture at? What is wrong with this fucking Twitter? Oh wait, here, I have it on my other screen. I'll port it over. Maybe I'll get it on Knitter. I have to show you guys. It's the best tweet ever made. I have to remind everyone. Oh, perfect. Knitter works. I love Knitter. Laura Kate Dale says on June 25th, 2016, I have a vagina, with a picture of them in full 5 o'clock shadow, looking haggard as fuck, in a hospital gurney. Fast forward 5 years from this, and here we have the two with Jim Sterling and Laura Kate Dale, I have a vagina, in transgender flag colors. I'm very sure that's deliberate, because they're both trans NBs or whatever. And as usually, Jim like wears like the leather getup that's kind of similar to his old steampunk, like kind of like fashy aesthetic from before. This is the first episode where he's completely dropped that aesthetic to just wear like a t-shirt, and he's also donned a dog collar, a pink fetish dog collar, because I guess at some point he earned his black belt and he's quite proud of it. Though the long sleeves are an interesting choice, because I think I pointed out that he's lost some weight, I think because he's doing coke or something now, and he had some arm flabs, and after that got pointed out, he started to wear long sleeves again, I guess. And this is really funny because the thesis of this video, by the way, is microtransactions are an accessibility issue. So they're literally like, if you haven't noticed, there are a lot of like new accessibility features on video games now. There's I think that they made it so that without being able to see, you can play The Last of Us 2. I think that that game is so accessible to handicapped people that you can play it without being able to see. Most games have color blindness options now. A lot of obviously games have like subtitles and stuff, and I mean, sure, that's great. Whatever, you know, if you want to make a game that has accessibility features, more power to you. I don't blame anyone who opens like a store and is like, I'll add a wheelchair ramp. Great, whatever. I don't care. I'm building an elevator. I'm going to add Braille to the buttons. Okay, great, whatever. Jim's thesis in this video is that people who have ADHD and addictive personalities are preyed upon by video game companies with loot boxes and microtransactions, and therefore the inclusion of those things are accessibility issues in the same way that colorblind inaccessible colors are. Not being able to tell friend from foe because they have similar colors is to him the same issue as games preying upon people who aren't good with their money. I'm sure there is some truth to that. And I think people who have addictive personalities are probably going to be weeded out of the gene pool. I think that's a trait, a flaw that doesn't stand up in the current year. In the current year, with the convenience that we are afforded, you are surrounded by food. You are surrounded by the accessibility of sex, both real sex with like random hoes on Tinder and pornography. You're surrounded by stimulants and prescription medication and alcohol. You go online and there's gambling. I think that if you have an addictive personality, I think that you will be selected out of the gene pool. These people will become trans. These people will drink themselves to death. They'll die of heart conditions in their 40s and 50s. I think that it's on, that gene just does not work in a Darwinian sense in a world of abundance. So I say that, but Ralph has two kids. That is entirely my fault. I wrote the post which inspired Ralph to go forth and multiply in a biblical sense. But they carry that gene, so there's still a chance that they will drink themselves to death before they have kids. They probably won't have kids because they'll hate Ralph, something like that. But in general, I think that addictive personalities are something which are not going to be successful in the modern era. Ask the Irish. Well, different time. I think birth rates everywhere are going down. Is trans Tyrone. Okay. And I guess one other quick trans thing to bring up is that this was put forth by the Guidance for This is a document called Guidance for Transgender Inclusion in Domestic Sport from some sort of UK equalityinsport.org, which is ran by like a UK government thing for sporting, or just a large sports group in the UK. The question that they hoped to answer was, what do we do about trannies in sports? And that is described in the intro, but I want to read the summary. So they poll a bunch of people and ask a bunch of female athletes, and they ask, what do you think should be done about trannies in sports? And these paragraphs right here are interesting to me. The two divergent groups emerged among respondents. One believed wholly in the value of inclusion over and above everything else, and believed that transgender people should be able to take part in sport at every level with limited to no restrictions. The second group believed in what they would describe as fair sporting competition and adherence to rules which give sport validity, and therefore they believe that transgender participants should be subject to regulation. The review concluded that the views of these two groups cannot be reconciled within the existing structure of sport, and that the system requires a reset and fresh thinking. So we have the religious adherence to this idea that everyone is completely congruent to one another, and there is no difference between any two people on the planet, and therefore they should have accessibility to the same exact fucking things, regardless of who they are and what the physical realities of their body are. The second group believes that's kind of bullshit. And it goes on to say that you cannot take these 2 points of views and find middle ground. It is fucking impossible to make anyone happy with any resolution of the conflict. So what they propose is going on to make a third class. You will have men's sports, you will have women's sports, and they suggest making a third category which is open for women and male to females. So what they're saying is that the only way to even try and have a fair competition is to separate transgender people from women and a separate but equal women's category which is open to both women and transgender people. And this is obviously people are super fucking upset about this because it's not validating to trans people to be separated. And there's no way that that's going to move forward. This group right here is what's going to win. This group right here, the people who are feels above reals, are going to win. Spoiler alert. So I found that interesting. I'm keeping tabs. Apparently, I don't know. I've been told that the UK is the most transphobic place on planet Earth. I've been told that Iran and Saudi Arabia are more tolerant of transgenders than most people in the UK. So I'm keeping my eye on what's happening over there. The island might have a surprise for me yet. I mean, they basically came to the same conclusion that I do. I cut this shit with a Gordian knot. I figured this out. You have men, you have women, and you have everybody else. You have fathers, you have mothers, you have everybody else. There's no reason to make this more complicated. Anyone trying to find alternatives is just deluding themselves. Life isn't fair. I'm sorry. Have I seen their PM? They're fucked. Dude, you don't need to tell me that the UK is fucked. I root for the ultimate and total destruction of the United Kingdom. I want to see it balkanized. I want Cornwall to be independent. I want Mercia to be independent. I want Wales to be independent. I want Ireland to be 8 different tribes. I want Scotland to fall apart. Like, I want that island completely obliterated from the face of the fucking planet. I want a tsunami to sink it to the bottom of the ocean, like the lost city of Atlantis. Fuck England. That's all I gotta say. Okay, I think that's all I want to say about that. Anything else? Anything else before the Ralph stuff? I'm delaying it as much as I can. I'm holding off. The tidal wave of shark is knocking at my door, and I'm trying to keep things squeaky clean in here. Just don't like them. Simple as. Kiwi coins, no update. More got shipped out. They're producing the next batch, which will finish it off. I sent them an email asking for an update. I haven't received a reply yet. So, fingers crossed that they're not fucking around, because I would really like everyone to get what they need. The pigeons visit every so often. All right. I've fallen victim to autistic misanthropy and anti-white propaganda. Sad. I'm sorry, but British people aren't white. Have you seen them? Do you see what they look like? Have you ever seen a British person? No, I have no sympathy for the people who declared the English war of aggression against Germany for the second time in 20 years, and who to this day brag about how they were fighting fascism. I hope that England fucking burns, and I hope everyone in it burns with it. Fuck England. It's not anti-white. It's pro-reality, motherfucker. in your gray bullshit country. Anyways, Ralph. Okay, Ralph shit his pants. Ralph did a 24-hour stream. He got banned off Trovo. Anytime he gets banned off a platform, he can grift extra hard. He can be like, my fucking paycheck's being taken from me by these motherfuckers. You know who they are. I'm not going to say who because I would get banned off this platform too. But y'all know who I'm talking about. They're gunning for us. They're gunning for me. So what I'm going to do is host a 24-hour shit show. I'm going to invite all the biggest stars like Nick Fuentes and Dick Masterson and Vito Gasalt, and we're going to have a good old-fashioned 24-hour kill stream, boys and girls. So that's what he does. He sets up Odyssey, and he's doing his 24-hour stream. He makes about $1,000. I didn't watch a single second of it except for a 30-minute clip. And the dead center of this 24-hour stream, and he's proud of it, man. He's super proud of this. This was like a real accomplishment for him. He stayed up 24 hours. He had all the famous people like Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was on it. Nick Fuentes, Nick Fuentes, the Graper, the boy king of the alt-right. Nick Fuentes was on. It was a huge deal, and he was super. It was on for an hour, and it was a fucking big deal. And Ralph was there, and he may or may not have sniffed some coke off camera because it looked like at one point he was falling asleep, and then he leaned off camera, and then he started screaming into the mic about the kill stream. Anyways, none of it matters. All that matters is that at some point, Ethan Ralph shit himself. I'll play, how do I describe this? He leans forward, a wet, audible fart is heard. He leans back and he goes, oh shit. And that's it. That's the clip. And, actually, I'll play it for you. I got it right here. No, not that one. There we go. Just play it for everybody. Assuming that my fucking dead gay website wants to load an 8-second clip, which to be fair, is a hard ask. It's a hard ask to tell this website to load up a fucking video. So that's that sounds like it's added. That sounds like that I took my editor and I went to Google and I typed in fart wave sound effect cartoon, and I found the first result, and then I took it and I added it to this video right there. That sounds like a fucking joke. It is not. And we know this because Ralph tried to debunk it and say literally it was fake news farms, propaganda. Like I run a Soviet Politburo and I'm trying to figure out a way to demoralize Ralph's audience by making it look like he shit his pants. But in trying to debunk this, he plays the clip himself from his own archive of the stream, and the wet fart sound is still fucking heard in it. So he definitely that loudly shit his pants on live air. And when I saw this, I got like a message on Matrix or whatever saying like, Josh, Ralph sharted. And he linked me this post, and I watched this clip at like 2 a.m. right before I went to bed. And I thought like, it would be really stupid to feature this. But if I just feature it with the tagline, Ralph sharted, it would be funny. People would see the tagline, Ralph sharted, and think like, that's silly. And they probably wouldn't even click it. They would just laugh at the tagline. And that's all I was hoping for. I just wanted to entertain my Kiwi Zone with a silly fucking feature byline like that. And then Ralph blows it off, as I expected he would, because it's a stupid thing. It's him shitting his pants on live. It's like, whatever. So, he just posted a dismissive tweet like, I just had the most successful show the whole year, and them faggots on the fucking fake news farms said are making up third grade rumors, something like that. I had it offhand, I think, but I lost it. It's something really simple like that, and it's just like, okay, that's the appropriate response if you're gonna respond to it at all. It's like, haha, isn't it funny that I'm having a good old time blowing my nose off camera, and they're just saying that I shit myself. But then Augie clips it and makes fun of it for like 10 minutes. And Ralph gets really fucking upset about that and says that he's making shit up. He's spewing out propaganda. And then the ultimate slight happened. The greatest offense possible. Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law listened to the Shark tape.
Has it? Oh, Kiwi Farms? Fuck. Oh, front page? Okay.
That's right, the shark clip's on the front page, Nick. Right where you would expect it to be. Where else would it be? You think you have to dig to find the shark clip, Nick?
All right. Here we go, guys. No, Ralph!
I mean, it's super distinct. It's super fucking distinct that he shit his pants. So, he plays the clip. He looks grossed out by it. And of course, I think this is something that happens like in the after hours of the stream. This is when all the bad things happen to Nick. He's like just reading his super chats and he gives like a live reaction to something that people are showing him. And then it becomes a big fucking deal. So he tries to make a joke out of it because it's silly, right? A man shits his pants and it's clipped.
It's muted? Hold on.
Make it louder. Make it super loud.
That's you guys. Let me make sure.
Okay, one more time, Nick. One more time. The way he sucks it in, too. I didn't even talk about that. He, like, sucks in the air. Like he's trying to taste it.
It's just quiet. It's just quiet. I can't raise the volume anymore. Oh, wait. Maybe I can.
Oh, we're going to get one more play. Oh, boy. I can't wait.
Let me see if I can do this.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Audio. Let's try this, okay? Here we go.
Should be super fucking loud now. Blow out some eardrums. No, it's still quiet.
Ugh. Gross.
I think this is
Gross.
This is he makes like a face.
There you go. That's whew.
It's this expression right here. What someone said was like price, like this natural reaction to a man shitting himself, like this genuine reaction of like that's really fucking gross. That triggered Ralph, and I now have a theory that something happened to Ralph, and he's very afraid of being a joke. I don't know if it's just like he was bullied or something, and now he doesn't want to. He's like can't be laughed at because it triggers him. Or alternatively, I think that Ralph is really afraid of having like a mundane Matt moment where he just gets like bullied in a conversation, and people take that conversation where he's bullied and make songs out of it and like laugh at it for like 2+ years. I think that's what he's really afraid of. So in any conversation now, he can't like make a joke out of himself. If he makes a joke out of himself, he's afraid of having that soy-filled bitch comment that becomes like a attached to his persona that he can never shake. So he just becomes hyper aggressive in response to fucking everything. So as a result of that clip, which I just played, which is innocuous as fuck, Ralph had a complete and total meltdown on his Tequila Live or whatever the fuck, his next stream. And he's sitting there and he's like shooting every shot he can at Rekieta. He's going under the belt. He's being a total fucking dickhead to this guy who 24 hours ago he had no issue with, he says. So I'll go through these clips because these are the highlights of the stream, and then I'll play one additional thing that happened after the Rekieta stuff ended. No, it's for 2 days straight because now he blew up at him again. And then after I think he's like really downplayed, like when I did a stream with Rekieta and we talked about this for about 4 hours. So I'm sorry if I'm retreading that was covered in the Rekieta stuff. But after that, he went quiet. And it's not because, it's specifically because he's afraid of the mundane Matt moment. He knows that he should ignore it when people call his bluff and double down on him and start making fun of him harder. He backs out of it. But I'll get into the clips.
24 hours straight about. Okay? And so Augie put out a clip like this was some kind of fucking evidence of me shitting myself. If I shit myself, I would tell you, motherfucker.
This is probably the finest thing that Ralph has ever said. This clip right here is unbelievable. It's just, I can't believe a human being actually said this unironically.
I'd probably make more money off shitting myself. I might pull down my fucking pants and shit all over the place today. Do they really know what the fuck it is I'm doing? I don't give a fuck about being hated. I don't give a fuck about you talking your shit. I get paid either way. Do you think I would give a fuck? I wouldn't. That's the difference between me and a fraud like Nick Rekieta and Augie and all these cocksucking faggots. That's the difference. I don't give a fuck. The money comes in regardless. I could shit all over myself and I'd still get paid. That's because I'm talented. That's because I'm charismatic. That's because I put on shows that nobody else is fucking putting on. That's why I get paid regardless. That's why it doesn't matter how many cases they put on me. It doesn't matter how many lawsuits people file. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do. People tune in to me because I'm an entertainer, and I'm better at it than anybody else in this whole fucking sector, from the top on down, and that includes everybody. And you know what? I'm tired of acting like I'm not. Fuck off, Rekieta, with your huckster $260,000 scam where you stole from the people. Boy, you think I haven't I can't even believe a shyster like this would get on his show and play that bullshit. It honestly just baffles my fucking brain that he would do that.
I love, one of my favorite things is now that I'm watching these clips, like again, it's like the third or fourth time, I like to read the chat, and it's like the people who support Ralph are like some other kind of species. They're not people. That's right. Damn. Oh shit. That's right. Flame emojis. I don't know why, but I needed this. Fuck lawyers. And then Pinochet's Commie Copter donates $1 and says, I now regret the $20 I have given Nick over the past years. I do not regret the $300 plus I have been giving Ralph the past year. GoFundMe. GoFund. Is that because he played Never Trust the Nose? Ha ha ha. Yeah, Rekieta sucks PP, faggot, AIDS, dick. Like, barely even a sentence. Like, these people do not have... These people don't pass the that test they do with AI, where it's like you have to talk to an AI and be fooled that it's a real person. They don't pass that test. I don't believe that those are real people. That's like an alien species trying to imitate like humanity. It's fucking bizarre. The buck broken pay pig mindset who have like this sunk cost fallacy. And their investment into like their favorite e-celeb is just crazy. Which was this one is, this is where he just calls Rekieta's kids retards. It's fucking like I can't even believe it. I don't know I can, but it's really mean spirited. The Turing test.
Fuck
I'm sorry.
him. It really is unbelievable. And you want to know another story? So he spent months calling my fiance a pedophile. He had PPP. By the way, he hates PPP.
His statement regarding let it play first.
Now. But he had him on a year ago, last September. Remember when he had PPP on? He had PPP on to call Dick Masterson a pedophile. He said it right there on his show. He had him on to call my fiance a pedophile. Nick said he wouldn't let May watch his kids. Bitch, nobody wants to watch your fucking brood of retards anyway. But that's the type of shit he said about my fiance 3 months before we met in person.
Nick kind of walked back his statement that like when he says I wouldn't let May watch my kids, I'll put it that way. Someone pressed him about like May's lolicon stuff, and he said that it's like he walked that back and said like, well, I wouldn't let anyone watch my kids. Haha. It's like, well, I think it's obvious what is implied there, and I don't think that he's in the wrong with that. You're talking about a woman who hangs posters of like underage girls from anime and shit like over her bed, and then points at it and yells at a camera like, "That's what I'm into," pointing at a picture of like a 12-year-old on her wall. I was like, you can just say that you don't trust her around children because she is at a risk of sex offenses. You can just say that unironically. And then there's the really creepy shit with May, where she had this fantasy that she was going to have a threesome with pregnant Faith. And then after the baby was born, unironically, she suggested to Faith that Faith should get a job to supply income to the household so that May, who is not the biological mother, can stay home and raise the baby. Like, unironically, that's what she said. She wanted to finagle her way in between Faith and her own child as soon as it was born. Really creepy shit. I wouldn't let May near anyone who couldn't break her arm if she tried to touch them. And that's not because I wouldn't let anyone near my kids or whatever. It's because I think that she is attracted to children, just to be completely clear.
That's their evidence. That's their evidence of me shitting my pants. That's my evidence. Do you always let out a when you shit your pants or fart? I don't. That was a pain. I was in pain, you idiot. That wasn't a shit. I was hurting, you dumb fuck. It's like, can I shift around in this shitty fucking chair? That's literally their. Can we play it again? That's my voice. That's not my asshole, you idiot. It's quite.
He's saying that the wet slapping noise before he says, "Oh shit," is him grunting. Like, come the fuck on, dude. How could you even deny it? Like, how could you take that clip and then tell, like, his audience doesn't think, like, his audience accepts written instruction from Ralph, like, directly into their brains. So, like, for real, why not just say that you farted? So, like, I didn't shit myself, I just farted. I was on stream for 24 hours. Like, yeah, obviously I farted. Like, why deny it? I don't understand. And then he goes on. This whole clip is fucking excellent because he chimps out properly. But it's just like, why run that defense? What's the point of that?
Here at the mic would have to be in my fucking ass, you idiot motherfucker. Do you even know how these type of microphones work? You can't hear a fart from that far away, you dumb fuck. Do you know how many times I have farted on this show? You can't fucking hear it. I would have to take the mic and stick it up in my fucking asshole for you to fucking hear it, you dumb fuck. That's my voice, moron. Nick Rekieta. Not surprised the world's greatest lawyer couldn't figure it out, you dumb bastard.
Vestigio. Mad respect to Ralph for doing this. Really, fuck these turncoat motherfuckers. Griff Patrol activated. I thought he was fighting with Nick the Hispanic. It's like this man is shoving a microphone up his ass and screaming at the top of his lungs about a fart clip, and this guy's like, good job, Ralph. Stand up for yourself against the bullies. Don't let them pick on you and call you names like fatty and pig and make fun of you farting and shitting yourself.
And by the way, that's exactly true. You can't fucking hear a fart from up here. The mic, you have to speak directly into the fucking microphone. Now I'm gonna break my mic. I have to make sure it's screwed on. Fart right now, I might pull my ass out and fart right onto the stream.
Like this guy, KS Acolyte, the only thing Ralph shids on is long-nosed liars. This man, Chaos Acolyte, is defending the integrity of Ralph's jean shorts because he doesn't wear underwear. He wears only jean shorts. So he shits directly into his jean shorts live on air, and Chaos Acolyte rushes to his aid to defend his honor and integrity. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? These people got some fucking issues. These people are the ones that army recruiters poach and they put on the front line so that they can get blown up by, like, roadside bombs and shit. These are the meat for the war machine.
No, I won't, Tom.
I want to.
Okay. Two more clips. This one's 4 minutes long. But this one is important because Ralph throws down a legal card at Rekieta.
Now, I'll calm down mid-rant to explain. So that's what happened with the Augie clip, right? So then Rekieta, because he's a loser, and he's sitting there in his chat, and they're begging him to play it, So he plays it. And he's like, nothing's even happening on the screen. It's just me literally going like this. Like shifted my leg so my fucking leg don't fall off. You fucking huckster. Never been in a courtroom lying faggot. Could you imagine giving this motherfucker $1 And you talk about frauds. I got stories out the ass about this motherfucker. First off, I told him privileged legal information, which he then put on his show. Attorney-client privilege, which he violated, and I actually have a case with the state bar if I wanted to pursue it. If you want to know the truth about it, that's a whole separate matter, and I won't really go into that, but that's the type of fucking fraud he is. And I didn't say anything about it last year because it wasn't to my benefit, and it might not still be now, but I'm just letting you know this guy has no honor. No honor whatsoever. Period. That's my view of Nick Rekieta. And I've held back for a long fucking time and tried to like the guy and try to be cool with the guy. But he's a faggot, he's a fraud, and he's dishonorable to his own profession. And that's the absolute God's honest truth. So he gets on here. He plays this clip. Well, you know what? That was my face when you were stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars. And by the way, he didn't interview. It's not like he set up this GoFundMe and fucking, you know, sat there and like went through and let's pick the best lawyer and let's do, you know, let's do an interview process, right? Like they do with an NFL head coach. Let's sit here and look through it. No, you know what he did? He hooked up with his fat fucking shyster friend down in Texas that he's known since law school, and he stole the money. I don't give a fuck what he says about an appeal. You were never going to win that defamation case in the first place. You're a lying faggot. Everybody knows that with a brain. I knew it. Anybody with any type of legal experience. I've been in a courtroom more than Nick Rekieta. By far. This guy, by his own admission, has never even stepped foot inside of a courtroom to represent anybody. Well, guess what? I have. And the fact that this shyster would sit here and try to diminish what I accomplished this past weekend after all I've done for this faggot, after I boosted his fucking career.
There's so much I have to pause it here. I'm trying not to pause the videos too much so we can get through them, but like, okay, so he outlines a bunch of complaints, and I'll address that in a second. Nick defends himself. I'm not going to defend Nick, but if you want to see that full discussion, it's on Nick Rekieta's channel. It's called "You Must Be 4'9" or Taller to Watch the Stream," and we talk about Ralph for like 4 fucking hours because he hasn't been following Ralph too much, so I fill him in on a lot of things that have happened since he was last paying attention to him. And very early on in that video, Nick gives his statement regarding these accusations, and I'll kind of rattle them off at the end. But right there, the accusation that Ralph made his career is fucking delusional, and I don't know why he thinks about that with me either. I had my own forum already set up with my own built-in audience. There's a natural overlap with people from the Kiwi Farms, and I imagine that many of you come from there, not from Ralph's audience. So he's like delusional in his influence in commanding and building careers. Not that I consider podcasting to be a career, but for Rekieta, it definitely is. And Rekieta built his career in part because of the forum, because we had the Weebors board, but a lot of those users were new to the site too. He got his start talking to Dick Masterson about the Maddox lawsuit. That started him off. He started reading things like the Nick Greer lawsuit about the celebrities he sued, and then he kind of got into the Weebors stuff, and that's what made him, was the Vic Mignogna case. So, and Ralph had nothing to do with that. So for him to sit back and say, like, I made your whole fucking career, bitch, is, like, delusional. And I can't tell if, like, he's just saying bullshit because his audience will go, yes, you did, Ralph. Very good job. You don't get the respect you deserve. Or if he actually believes that. And I really can't tell. He's definitely narcissistic and, like, broke brain enough to believe that he's some sort of kingmaker. But I really can't commit to that.
And he gets on here to appease his Kiwi fag, pay pig fucks and tries to diminish me when he was invited on the very same. I'm glad he didn't come, by the way, now. But he was invited. It's like, you're trying to take a piece off my ass? Fuck you, bitch. Your whole career is a fucking fraud, a LARP. You're a fucking goddamn probate lawyer who never goes into court ever, LARPing like you're Johnny fucking Cochran. You're nothing. You're a fraud. And the fact that you would bring up that fake nonsense. Oh, but you got so mad when they were calling your wife a fucking hot wife and we're talking about Drexel nailing her from every which direction. By the way, I like his wife. She's always been nice to me. It's not about that. But that's what they say about you, Nick. That's what they say about you. They say you share your wife. They talk about you whoring out your own wife to a black man. That's what they talk about with you.
Mutt's Law. As an online discussion grows longer, the probability of an Amerimutt mentioning black dicks or interracial sex approaches 1.
I don't hear you bringing that up. And by the way, I never brought it up because I was like, that's out of bounds. That's out of bounds. This is a friend of mine. This is Nick Rekieta. Why would I bring that? I saw it, goddammit. Of course I saw it. I said, nah, you know what? I'm not going to bring that up. That's too much. Even though I'm a drama show, I don't want to bring that up. That's insulting to his wife. That's insulting to Nick. I would never. Well, guess what? He would, and I should have, and I will from now on, motherfucker. That is my new word. Fuck all the bullshit. Fuck all the diplomacy and all the backstage politics. You fuck with me, and I'm fucking with you. That's my fucking word, Rekieta. Fake lawyer-ass bitch.
So Ralph says early on in this video that Rekieta is disloyal. He is disloyal, and he should have been honor brew. But he names off a list of grievances that he has with Nick. He says that the Vic Mignogna lawsuit was doomed to fail and that it was a grift. That the money went to Ty Beard, who was a family attorney working with Rekieta. I think he manages his trust funds. So that's like money, you know, like nepotism, according to Ralph, which is a criticism that has been levied against him by other people. He mentions Drexel. He mentions his wife. He alludes that he believes that she cheats on him with Drexel. He brings up all this stuff. He brings up the conversation about May and how he implied that she was a pedophile on one hand and then was nice to her in public when they met. Those are his list of grievances. And Ralph, who is quick to call anyone bitch made for any reason, put up with that, tolerated direct disrespect to his fiancée, according to him, and then only turned coat on Rekieta for this right here. Him grimacing at Ralph shitting his pants. So what is the honor there? How much does he have to make fun of you and like the people? Like how much could he get away with before you would disavow him? Before, like, the only thing that matters to Ralph is making fun of him, apparently. So I don't know. Whatever he wants to say about honor doesn't really hold much weight to me. The other thing he mentions, I'll get into after I play this clip.
3 hours. He was like, oh, Ralph, let's take a picture. Let's put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker, talking shit about my fiance. You're a piece of shit who grifted his way to any type of relevance. You know how I did it? The old-fashioned way. Just a super show with Baked Alaska, and I took the fuck off. You know how you did it? Sucking Masterson's nuts. Sucking my nuts. Sucking any nut you could get a hold of. Grifting off the Tonka situation, which was really our shit in the first place. You did that. You didn't accomplish shit. You're a fucking fraud and a piece of shit, and worse than that, you're disloyal.
The best line of this one was here.
His way to any type of relevance. You know how I did it? The old-fashioned way about my fiance. You're a piece of shit who grifted his way to any type of old-fashioned way. Just a super shit on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker, talking shit about.
That'd be really funny. I would love to see them fight. Where is the
super show with Baked Alaska? Get the fuck off. You know how you did it? Sucking Masterson's nuts. Off. You know how you did it? Sucking Masterson's nuts. How you did it? Sucking Masterson's nuts. How you did it? Sucking Masterson's nuts.
Ooh, people in glass houses, Ralph, should not be throwing stones. Don't bring up Masterson's nuts like that against Rekieta. Rekieta has had some call-ins with Dick Masterson, but you take it to a whole nother level. 5 more times? No, I'll do it 5. I'll do it 5 more times, motherfucker. I'll shit all over myself playing that clip. Okay, so I think that's the end of the clips. The one thing I would want to mention is that Ralph alleged, based off of this, that Nick Rekieta, for the benefit of Ethan Ralph, after the revenge porn, this is August 17, 2020, so this is at the time when video of Ethan Ralph thumbing the bottom of Faith Vickers was posted to her ex-boyfriend, conceivably, presumably, as a form of revenge against him, technically, possibly meeting the standard of revenge pornography in Virginia, which he's currently being arraigned for and is going to trial, I think, in October, so this month. So as that happened, and it was just coming out, and the state was considering pressing charges against him, and Vickers was pledging to instigate that, he contacts Rekieta for free legal advice, and Rekieta offers it to him. This fake lawyer who has never stepped foot in a courtroom, according to Ralph, but which Nick disagrees and says you can find evidence that he has been in court online. He goes to this guy and asks for help. And Nick, as a benefit to Ralph, takes him on as a client for free. Now, I want to clear something up. You do not have to pay an attorney money to have attorney-client privilege with him. Attorney-client privilege is established when the person can reasonably believe that the lawyer is representing the interests of the person. So money doesn't have to change hands. There doesn't have to be any promise that money is going to change hands. There doesn't have to be any promise that they're going to be hired. All that has to be assumed is that the person asking for legal advice has the expectation that he's talking to someone who's representing his legal interests. So Nick Rekieta says to him, as Ralph asks him a question about the revenge pornography stuff, that he can consider himself his client now, which means that if the police from Virginia subpoenaed Twitter for his DMs, any discussion about the revenge pornography case in DMs could be considered attorney-client privilege and would not be admissible as evidence in court. So Ralph could very easily tell Rekieta at this point in time that he did it. He's super fucking guilty. He definitely sent it. He definitely sent it with intent to cause emotional distress and meets the statutory definition of revenge pornography in Virginia. And he's super fucking guilty. What should he do? Like, that's a legitimate conversation to have with someone who's your attorney. And you're expected to be open and honest with your attorney, which is why attorney-client privilege is so strongly protected. The only way that attorney-client privilege can be broken is by the client. It is their privilege, as Rekieta puts it. So the most common way is to have a third party present who isn't a part of the case. That person can be subpoenaed for information about what they heard. But the other way that it can be broken is that the client breaks the privilege himself. So Ralph posting this DM to prove that he had attorney-client privilege with Rekieta means that he is potentially, conceivably, needs to be tested in court, but the legal theory is he has violated, he has broken, he has given up his own constitutional protections to talking with Nick as a lawyer, and now someone, such as the state of Virginia or Matthew Vickers, could then subpoena for the chat logs. And if Ralph has said something to Nick like, I totally fucking did it, I'm guilty as hell, I didn't tell her about it at all, I lied to her about it being a hack after the fact, and her video was made under coercion, I'm super fucking guilty, what do I do, Nick Rekieta, help me out here. That is then a full admission of guilt, which would then be potentially, it's a complicated situation, very technical, and you don't know what a court's going to do, but it could conceivably end up as record against him. And Ralph, for whatever reason, he hasn't forfeited attorney-client privilege in sharing a single DM. That's an interesting theory, but you know who has to protect that theory? Ralph does. So if Vickers or the state of Virginia were to try and subpoena this information, and I'm assuming that Nick isn't going to put up a fight at this point in time because Ethan Ralph has called his children retarded, he then has the onus of protecting his own attorney-client privilege in an actual fight over that information. So that's $5,000 easy for an attorney to deal with, or he has to risk it and do it pro se, and if he loses, then he goes to fucking jail, if that's the case. So it's a big question, and it's entirely his fault. The whole reason why Nick didn't even talk about the revenge pornography stuff, even though it was so hotly requested, is because he had this attorney-client privilege with Ethan Ralph, and he couldn't say that much about it without jeopardizing his legal license. So Ralph doing this on his own is really a blessing to Nick, because now he can say whatever the fuck he wants about Ethan Ralph, barring, some other concerns about the revenge pornography stuff. So, really bad move. And he threatens if Nick said anything about him, anything at all, he would go after that motherfucker's license. I'll go straight up to the Minnesota State Bar and I'll fuck you in court, Nick Rekieta, you fake-ass, punk-ass, fake lawyer bitch, never stepped foot in a courtroom, motherfucker. And immediately after this 4-hour stream where we just dabble on them constantly, he says this on Twitter, from Freezy Cheesy: Ralph, if you don't contact the bar about Rekieta Media, then you are a bitch. What happened to the Ralph that exposed people like Kraut and Matt and Baked Alaska? And then Ethan Ralph replies, contact these nuts in your mouth like I need another fucking court case or even the idea of one. So Ralph has folded. He said, if you call my bet, I'll double your bet, motherfucker. Count on it. I'll fucking take the whole pot. And then someone says, okay, do it. And he's just like, oh shit, there's nothing. There's nothing on the table. It's just felt. Where is it? Where's my chips? I thought I had balls. Where's my balls at? It's gone, chat. Help. Ethan Ralph can't find his balls. They're all covered in shit because he's stewed in it for a full 12 hours in his 24-hour live stream, and now he just can't find anything. There's no chips. There's no balls. It's all gone. And if you're wondering, I'm making fun of Ralph because Rekieta bullied me some time ago and said that he wants Melinda Scott to sue me because it would be good entertainment. Well, motherfucker, I'm paying you back now. Ethan Ralph, you have no dick, you have no balls, you have no chips, unless you take it to the Minnesota State Bar for content's sakes. Now don't be bitch made, Ethan Ralph. Put your money where your mouth is. I just heard you scream till you're red in the face that you're gonna be a problem here. Why are you backing away already? Okay. So there's one other thing. I did a stream that same day where he was freaking out, and he invited me randomly. He invited me to come on his stream and talk to him, and I said, okay, for what? And he's like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, send me a Google Hangouts link because I don't have a Discord. If you don't remember, I mean my audience knows, but I had a Discord server, the Sneed Cord. We had like 6,000 members. It was a rambunctious place. Caused a lot of problems, but it was fun. And then I got banned from Discord because a literal tranny Janny sat there and recorded our conversation to bypass the auto-delete bot and get records of all the terrible things that my horribly racist friend, especially that one fucking guy who was Vietnamese and always simping for China. That's what really did us in. It wasn't all the Hitler gifts. It was that. So we get banned, and I just said, fuck it, I'm not making a new Discord. I'm staying on Matrix. So I've not had a Discord since. And I tell Ralph I don't have a Discord. I don't have a fucking Discord. I don't have an account. I cannot sign in and get a Discord. And he says, yes, you do. And he refuses to give me a fucking Google invite link. So I make a new fucking Discord, and I sign in, and I have to look around for his Discord link because he doesn't have it on his website. He doesn't have it anywhere. Eventually he posts it in chat for me to find, and I join, and there's 300 people and 2 channels, and no one's saying a fucking thing. It's the deadest, saddest little room ever. And I'm in there, and he's like, I can't find him. I can't find that Josh Moo. Where is he at? And I'm talking in the only fucking channel that's in that Discord, and he pretends he can't see me for forever. And then eventually I just join the green room, and he starts talking to me, and then Like it's a very short call. And I'm gonna play the second half of it where he gets heated, but the first half of it is just like, "Oh, you figured it out." And he's like, "Bitch, I fucking know how Discord works." And I'm like, "Okay, did you? Why didn't you send me a Google Hangout link?" Because I played the Life is Strange stream waiting for that invite link. Never sends it, so I have to like hunt down Discord. And then he like boasts and says like, "Well, you fucking made a Discord account to talk to me, bitch. I made you fold." Like me making a Discord account to accept his invitation to like come onto his stream was like a huge win to him. But that's where I started clipping it, so I'll just play it from here. 1 second. Okay.
Bitch, and we all know it's true. What? I just can't even believe you think anybody would believe that, dude. Like,
I
are
can't
you really
believe
that?
you're this desperate for anything?
Wow.
It's very sad.
You're pretty sad, honestly. I wonder how long
Jim
you
doesn't
can
use fucking Discord.
I don't give a fuck what Jim does. Jim hates you. Why do you think I give a fuck what Jim thinks? I don't. I do care what he thinks when it comes to you because he hates you and he thinks you're a scumbag. And so I co-sign that. But you badmouth Jim and talk shit about Jim every chance you get. Why would anybody think you have any right to speak for Jim?
All I said was that Jim didn't use Discord.
He doesn't. So what?
So it's very conceivable.
He
that
hates
people don't
you
use
too.
Discord.
All I said was Jim thinks you're a piece of shit. And
I'm sorry. I muted myself, of course. Okay. I cut it right there because I want to point out that Ralph has a tactic at that point where he just speaks over whatever else I say. It sounds like he's rehearsed a lot of what he's saying. It sounds like he has literally walked up and down the hallways of his house yelling about me, and he has practiced this moment in his mind where he's going to give me a piece of his mind, because it doesn't matter what I say. He doesn't really seem to be railroaded into a real conversation, like discussing things with me. He seems to have a list of things that he wants to say, and he's just getting to that list, because no matter what I say, no matter how I say it, he proceeds to his next talking point as if I didn't say anything. And it's very weird, and he's rehearsed it, and I think he's either afraid, he's either just doing that, trying to get all his talking points out. He's afraid that I'll say like Adrian Blair or something, and because people in chat were saying that I should say Adrian Blair to, like, I don't know. I wasn't going to say it because it's like, why would I want to abruptly end the conversation by making him have to hang up on me? But I also don't know if he's just like afraid of me saying something that makes him look bad, and then the Boulder moment happens. I think he's really terrified of someone actually embarrassing him, like in a mundane that way. But let us continue, and I'll check my microphone this time around.
I think you're a faggot.
You can't like carry a conversation.
I'm carrying a conversation. I'm saying Jim thinks you're a piece. You want to talk about Jim's opinions and what Jim does and what Jim doesn't. Jim thinks you're a faggot, and he said it pretty much to your face. So if we want to talk about Jim's opinions, that's another opinion that Jim has. So not only does he not use Discord, he also thinks Josh Moon is a faggot.
Okay, I don't care.
Okay, well, you know, but wait, you cared. No. You cared about whether he used Discord or not, but you didn't care about whether he thinks you're a faggot. So I would say one's much more important. No, I'm not retarded. I'm very smart.
I blew out my mic when that happened. I was like kind of tense because it's like I'm in this argument with this fucking retard, and then he says that, and it's just like comedically fucking perfect. And I wasn't expecting it, and it was like a huge release of tension, so I just fucking ear raped my mic laughing. That wasn't like coerced or anything. I really did not expect him to go like, no, actually, I'm really fucking smart. Like, it was total surprise. Okay.
Well, you've yet to prove anything from yourself except trying to cite a dude that hates you.
All I said was that, okay.
Who you fail doxed, by the way.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to talk about besides Jim?
I mean, not really. You brought Jim up. I didn't bring
You
Jim up.
invited me to your fucking show, bro.
I didn't
You
bring
have
Jim up.
nothing to say?
Who brought Jim up? No, seriously. Who brought Jim up? Me or you?
Dude, I was just saying that people don't
You
use
seem
fucking
to have
Discord.
like
There
a
are
deep
people out there in this
No,
world
you
that do not
seem to
use
have
fucking
a
Discord.
deep-seated hatred for Jim. Like you're jealous of the guy, and I'm
Oh
not
my
the only
God,
one who
dude,
said
you're
that.
like a fucking headache. Move on. Who gives a
No,
fuck?
it's true.
We're
It's
we're
true.
past the
You're
fucking Discord
nah,
subject,
it's
Ralph.
true.
Can you come up with something else?
No, it's true. This is something else. This is you're jealous of Jim. You tried to dox him. You tried to fuck up his life. You tried to say, oh, he just reads Kiwi Farms threads. You're
What I mean, this wasn't left out of the clip for the people asking. What happened is that he's arguing with me about you have fucking Discord. I'm like, I don't use Discord. I have no reason to use Discord. I don't maintain any servers. I don't use fucking Discord. I don't have an account. And then he says like, oh yeah, you do use Discord. And he just kept saying that over and over again. You do use Discord. You do use Discord. I'm like, bro, Jim doesn't use fucking Discord because he's the first person I can think of who has like this really weird hate boner. Oh, it's not weird. It's understandable at this point. But he was the first, most obvious, blatant person I can think of who hates Discord and doesn't use it and refuses to use it. And with Ralph in particular, had to send Hangout links to because he doesn't use fucking Discord. Like, just to the top of my head, Jim, yeah, he doesn't use Discord. And he focuses in on that. And just starts white knighting for Jim. Like, maybe if I suck Jim's dick hard enough in this conversation, he'll come back on my show. I'll send him a Google Hangouts link so he can come back on my show. So I did bring him up, but only because that was the first name I could think of that Ralph would know. That was a person who didn't use Discord, to prove to him that the market saturation of Discord is not 100%. And literally half our conversation in this 5-minute phone call is dedicated to whether or not people use Discord or not. Everyone in the world uses Discord. It's fucking bizarre. It's one of the most bizarre conversations I've ever had ever. Like, my conversations with Chris and Tommy Tudor are more well-grounded and sensical. Like, he's just scrambling for anything.
jealous because you don't have the charisma. You don't have anything but a vocal fry and a fucking molestation history. That's all you have. You got fucking diddled by your fucking family. You're a fucking goddamn broken faggot. That's what your life is. You will be a tranny by the end of the decade. Your mom fucking disowned you. Your whole family disowned you. Everybody fucking hates you. Big creators email me all the time. Cartoonists, I guess you could say, talk about what a piece of shit you are. Motherfuckers who could buy and sell your ass talk about what a loser you are. Your days are numbered, and I'm gonna be there to piss on your fucking grave, bitch.
Maybe you should be telling this.
Why don't you tell it to your fucking mom who fucking hates you, bitch? What has Mama Moon got to say about you, Josh? What does she say? She'd suck my dick before she'd ever look you in the face, you fucking coward.
This is the part that sounds really rehearsed. He's literally been dreaming of this, I think, for months. Like, he's been writing letters to me and throwing them away, and this is what has been ringing in his head for months.
And you know it's true. I would have her swallowing up every fucking seed before she would even listen to the sound of your fucking voice. Your whole family has disowned you. You're mud. You're nothing. You're nothing except to those faggots on Kiwi Farms. Without that, you're broke. You're fucking dead inside, bitch. And you know it's true. You can't fucking deny it because you know it's true. You're nothing. You're nothing. Your whole family fucking hates you and they want you dead, and so do I.
You need a court appointment.
Die, bitch, die, and I will piss on your fucking grave, bitch.
He hangs up on me, in case you're wondering. He booted me from the call because he knew that would be the peak. If I said anything in reply to that, it would just take the wind from his sails.
There it is. That's the tequila sunrise. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That felt really, really, really good.
It's like with it genuinely comes across as like when like rape victims like address their accusers and they just have to let it all out, and it's like part of the healing process. I mean, I really don't know what I did to Ralph besides like poke fun at him for a while, but it has that energy of like, this is a person who is a sexual assault victim, and she's meeting her abuser for the first time in 10 years, and just get it all out. And you know, it's part of the healing process, because I really don't know what else. I was just in shock. Like, I can't fucking believe that this guy is like this angry over a person he knows online. His face reddens. Like, I'll play that again. I'll just I'll show the clip just of his face. But for real, you can look at the video,
bitch,
and you can see from like right there when he starts yelling to like later in the clip, like his face is like bright fucking red, the same red as like his website and shit. It's truly bizarre. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. And when I was talking to him, I realized like this is not like the same person. Even this doesn't even feel like the same person that I knew a couple years ago, who ran the fucking kill stream, and he had Nora on, and Zidane was there, and Gator was there, and Jim came on all the time, and all these people congregated to like shoot the shit and talk about all the fun stuff happening with the Trump presidency and stuff. And it's just like, this is not the same person. Whoever that was is now gone, and this angry little guy is running the show now. So I definitely won't. There's no point talking to him, because he's obviously very afraid of me saying anything in reply. Even though I didn't really have anything planned. It was clear he put a lot of thought into it, but I really didn't know what to expect, which is why I was kind of hesitant, because it's like, what does he want to? What does he even want to say? Now I know he just wants to scream, because he's 3 seconds from going on a fucking shooting spree if he didn't get some sort of emotional outlet for his for his rage. Okay. Life is Strange. It's that time. I'm gonna. I have that scheduled for 8 o'clock. It's now 8:02. I'm gonna bump that up to 8:30. So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna play that immediately after the stream ends. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything with the Ralph drama? Did I skimp on anything? Did I leave any cues unanswered? Now is your time to get that grievance out in chat. I'm late. Yeah. I'm late. I'm super fucking late. It's all my fault. Oh, the trance new player. I have to catch up on the trance, because a lot's been happening, and I'm a little bit out of date. Jim Lore, I don't know. In my life, I've had 2 stream appearances alongside Jim, maybe 3. I've had 1 conversation with Jim and a Twitter DM, and it was after the doc stuff happened, and we talked about it briefly. He didn't seem angry or whatever the fuck. Like, there was no animosity between them. I really didn't care. It wasn't like I don't have it out for him. I really don't. People think that I'm super bitter towards him, and I really don't know why. I'm not. I'm sorry if I come across that way. He's had some good videos. I don't like the direction that his streams are going in right now. Wish him the best. I really don't know. If he has an issue with me, he had an opportunity to tell me to my face that he has an issue with me, and he chose not to. So either Ralph is implying that he's afraid to tell me that he has an issue with me, or he's just lying, because Daddy Jim is all he has. The fact that Jim would make frequent appearances on the kill stream is basically all that Ralph has in terms of like clout left. Oh, I did make fun of him selling hats, but it's more just that the hats were so shitty. It's 2 things. It's number 1, that the designs were really shitty. I think that if you're going to sell merchandise to people, you should put effort into it. And I hope that people believe that the merchandise that I sell is high quality. But he also really shit on people for selling merchandise. And it's okay to have a change of heart, I guess. But I mean, the designs that he put out were just like so low effort. It was disrespectful, I felt. Jim's not dead yet. Okay. Okay. Look, if Jim has a fucking issue with me, just I don't know. You can email me. I'm not gonna like publish emails or anything. I'm not looking for fucking information on them. I don't care. ManAtTheInternet.com has links to all my stuff, including the archive for all my streams and like my Gumroad and stuff. All right. So half the silver is still in production. The other bunch is coming in. They have to figure out what the fuck they screwed up first, and then more will be made in the next few weeks. Sorry if you're still waiting. I'm hoping that everything will be out before the end of the year. All right. I suppose that's it. I'll see you guys in a little bit. 8:45 is the time that I've set for the next stream with the Life is Strange episode 5 final episode. Then I'll be done. And I don't have any plans to stream anything special until next Friday. So, with that said, I could not find a proper outro song. So I have something a little bit special and unorthodox planned. And I hope you enjoy. One second. Let me get this all set up first. I have to time this shit correctly. Okay. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
He'd ever look you in the
Fuck, it's spoiling it. No, don't spoil it.
My dick before she'd ever look you in the face, you fucking coward. And you know it's true. I would have her swallowing up every fucking seed before she would even listen to the sound of your fucking voice. Your whole family has disowned you. You're mud. You're nothing. You're nothing except to those faggots on Kiwi Farms. Without that, you're broke. You're fucking dead inside, bitch, and you know it's true. You can't fucking deny it because you know it's true. You're nothing. You're nothing. Your whole family fucking hates you, and they want you dead, and so do I.
You need a court of...
Die, bitch, die, and I will piss on your fucking grave, bitch. There it is. That's the Tequila Sunrise. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That felt really, really, really good.